Facebook, if you look about every post is about data centers and how insidious they are. It's strange because on my mobile feed on Facebook, it's almost all anti-data center. On my desktop, it's almost equally split between racist things about Vivek and calling into question his citizenship and data centers and how they're going to ruin us all. First of all, let me state that the biggest thing I see online is that data centers are for data surveillance, and that is completely false. They are not for data surveillance. In fact, with massive amounts of information thrown through massive amounts of data pipes, it is harder than ever to go after or look at one person's data. First of all, it requires a court order to even start doing any surveillance. This is fact. Fact. ISPs cannot surveil users or companies that use their services without a search warrant. Now, the ones in the media you see involving someone might have murdered 7 people, those tend to be a little bit more of an exception. They will go after what they can. So, but if you're not a mass murderer or somebody of that nature, you have zero worries about any surveillance of yourself. It's simply not feasible with the manpower and the technology. One thing to know about data centers and how they're being set up now is they're being set up in massive data pipes. That means your data is moved along with companies like AT&T, Verizon. They all move data in these big pipes. That also sort of cloaks what you're doing to a certain extent, simply by being mixed in with enormous amounts of data usage. You're effectively shielded from any type of surveillance. Now, there are surveillance cameras around data centers. Oh yes, like Las Vegas, they will be surveilling every piece of their property. But to fear data centers because there's some sort of surveillance system is just ignorance. They aren't. Now, there is good reason to fear government wanting to surveil us in the future. That's government, not private corporations. Not Verizon, not AT&T, not Sprint or T-Mobile or any of them are going to be looking at your data. It's simply impossible. We move more data now than ever in the human history, ever. And that sort of data is being spread out, aggregated, split up. It's not as simple as like tap into this circuit, find out what Bill is saying. Bill's conversation, his internet usage, his Facebook usage is scattered across maybe hundreds, if not thousands of pipes. It's fragmented. So to get it, you have to do an extraordinary amount of work. If the FBI or somebody wants to surveil someone, they have to give a search warrant, and then a dedicated engineer at, say, Verizon has to spend an inordinate amount of time piecing together your data. So, look at it in this context. Tomorrow is a primary. Today, all the big money, who is the big money? We don't know. All the big money, all these ads, anti-data center, who funds it? Who funds the data center? Say no. Say no to data center. Like Wezlynn Davis, who simply doubled down on just say no to data centers. A populist movement, a populist folly, because data centers are infrastructure. And many cities now, especially in Ohio, are required build-outs for infrastructure. That means that if you try to stop them, it not only will not happen, but the government can enact eminent domain and take spaces and pay people for them. Now, I hope it doesn't come to that, but this ridiculous notion of keeping data centers out, of keeping progress mitigated, stopping the future technology is not going to happen. They're fooling you. The people that are telling you to stop this, they're fooling you. It cannot be stopped. All we can do is make sure it's done correctly. The politicians don't give price breaks and backroom deals. The politicians like Wezlynn Davis actually have more to say than just say no. What does she have to do when data centers come to the community and she's state rep? She doesn't know. She doesn't have a plan. All she does is do like the rest. She spreads fear. She spreads fear to you and everyone else. And together in fear, you can follow her. She says she has the answers. She knows. But she tells nothing. She gives no plan. Like many politicians, she just hopes that you don't think much more than just say no to something. This is all part of what they do to us. Politicians take advantage of our fears. People like Wezlynn Davis prey on our fears. The ads on Facebook play on your fears. They say things that are impossible, that data centers will surveil you. It's not possible. They say things like data centers will use up all the water and electricity. They won't. There's definite plans in place to mitigate the aspects of water and electricity rates. They're working on it. They're also working on moving data centers underground. The point is not data centers. The point is just say no to whatever. It's got to stop. We need more conversation than just say no. We need more conversation than just say yes. We need nuance, explanations. We need a lot more than just say no to something. And to sit here and look at your Facebook feed, keep in mind over the next day that these ads will slow down and they will pick back up again in October. Why? To scare the shit out of you for November. So you vote how that you're told to vote. Not directly, but you're manipulated using fear. And it needs to stop. Start asking more complicated questions, more complex questions. What happens after a data center comes here and you can't stop it? What happens when they want deals? What do we do to sell our land so that it ends up being used correctly and the way that we want it to be, not the way corporations want it to be? This is how corporations and the government works. They spread fear. They turn pockets. People like Casey Putsch are in the arena for one thing, to spread their ignorance and racism. That's right, I said it. Casey Putsch is a racist. He's peddling racist material. He's not even trying to hide it. He's a disgrace and he should drop out. People like him are the worst kind because they give you the idea that they're fighting for you when they're actually fighting for themselves and for positions of power. Wezlynn Davis is also a person that just seeks to have the office title. She doesn't want to do the work. She doesn't want to think about the policies. She doesn't want to answer tough questions. She turned off tagging on Facebook so that no one can tag her anymore. Now, why is that? Did she not like what myself and others were asking? Ask yourself that question. Ask yourself why you see ad after ad after ad for no data centers. Who profits from it?
Begging to be free. Fog at the window, smoke in the light.